Hello friends, welcome to a new episode of The Mind Maverick by Rosal and Bosco. Happy to meet you all again. Please watch my interview with Jeff Mara on his channel. It's again about consciousness, and I would like to begin this episode explaining about why the role of the observer is very, very important. Why do we need the observer? We hear many people speaking about being the observer. In Sanskrit, it means seeing with your senses or eyes. Sa, with aksha, your eyes. So, or here you can take with your senses. So Saakshi means being the witness. Why is it very important to be the observer, my dear friends? So many people are saying just be the observer, be aware, and all these things. It's actually very simple. All of us are wired to a network, just like a Wi-Fi connection. We are wired to a network of source energy, the energy of God, the energy of the Holy Spirit. And we have two levels. One is the mind. We operate at two levels. One is at the mind level, and the other is the level of the soul. So this higher consciousness or higher self is what is directly linked to the network of source energy, whereas our mind just replays emotions and thoughts and reactions and responses. And when we are connected only to our mind, and when we are completely oblivious to the network of source energy that we are connected to, then it becomes very difficult for us to manage life, and life itself becomes very frustrating. So how do we go about it, my dear friends? I would like to just give you a small example. And by this, it doesn't mean that I am condoning or I am accepting the misbehavior of certain people. But when somebody gets into a rage and you would like to respond immediately and you would like to defend yourself and protect yourself and give it back in the same measure, then I am operating from my human mind, and I'm not operating from the role of the observer, who might look at it from a different angle and from a different perspective, and even probably might understand what the other person is going through, or that the person might not be on the same level as I am. This is a small example. So there are many instances of road rage and people racing and competing with their cars. And again, I do not accept the behavior. This behavior should be condemned. But at the same time, looking at it from a different point of view, from a higher perspective, and understanding what the other person is about, instead of reacting in the same manner and outracing the other person, it would be much better to get connected to the network of God's consciousness and put it across in a very different and acceptable and polite way. Is what is required, my dear friends. So many ask me this question, so why doesn't it happen with everybody? You are speaking about consciousness, so why can't we, or why don't the angels stop what is happening in a country. Why don't they stop the wars, and why don't they stop everything that is so bad? I can only tell you, my dear friends, here we are talking about our individual consciousness. Our individual consciousness is different from the collective consciousness. And as individuals, when we keep on moving forward, spreading the message and taking it to the collective consciousness, we can be sure that we can put an end to all these atrocities that are happening around the world. And for that, we need to be in the role of the observer and not play the role of our mind, which might prompt us to be responsive, reactive, and even react in the same way that the other person has treated us. I hope I've made myself clear on the role of the observer, my dear friends. Once more, I repeat, the observer role is very crucial because it is always in a state of awareness. It is not connected to the mind or our emotional states. It is flawless. It is always there within us. It is our connection to God energy. It is the God particle that is within us and which serves as a network to the source energy. And once we are aware of that, I think we can do much better. At least think over whether our responses and our reactions are for the good of the collective consciousness. So please read my book, Co-Create with Your Universe. It's available on Amazon.com, Amazon.in. And signing off today is the Mind Maverick, Rosalind Bosco. Thank you.